that he belongs in the top echelon, you know, with the fights that he fought, that he deserved a shot. Not saying that he beat a elite fighter yet, you know, in the welterweight division, but the guys that he have fought to get him to this point right now, he passed the test with flying colors.
All right, y'all, let's jump right into it, man. Shout out to Brian Custer. Shout out to the Last Stand podcast. He conducted an interview with none other than Philly Phenom, top IBF welterweight contender for ERROL Spence IBF title, JARON Boots Ennis. He is the #1 ranked IBF contender for that title. Boots is going to get his shot in 2023. As soon as he get one title, it's over. He's going to start collecting them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're rare stamps. And after that, man, it's going to be over. You know what I mean? Spence, Crawford, they're going to move up. That's if they don't, you know what I mean, fight Boots, or they may vacate. Because you see ERROL Spence fighting Keith Thurman at 154, which a lot of people don't understand why he did that. You know what I mean? Because if you that petty that you don't want to give Keith Thurman a shot at those titles because he didn't give you a shot when you was calling him out, I mean, I think that's kind of nutty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're a professional fighter. You know what I mean? You hold the titles. So if you choose to fight Keith Thurman, you should fight him at your present weight class, which is 147. You know what I mean? If you're not going to fight Crawford, you definitely should fight Thurman at your weight class. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's a petty move, going to 154 to fight Thurman so he can't get a shot at those titles. But guess what? If you choose to go back down, you're going to have to fight Boots. You know what I'm saying? Because after his next fight, you know what I'm saying, per sources, the IBF, you know what I'm saying, like they pretty much mandated that he will have 120 days to fight JARON Boots Ennis, or he's going to possibly have to vacate. But we all know the politics of boxing, you know what I mean? Sometimes people move and they groove and things get changed and maneuvered around, you know what I mean? And dudes wind up holding their belts, you know what I'm saying, even when they shouldn't hold those belts. You know what I mean? ERROL Spence is one of the main ones that he's always getting out of fighting his mandatories. I want to see how things shape up. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, JARON Boots Ennis, I mean, he's the future of the division. Been saying that. He's been saying that. And everybody in the boxing world know that. You know what I mean? Spencer Crawford, I mean, they're getting older. You know what I mean? Crawford is like 35, I think. You know what I mean? Spencer's like 33 or 34. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, both of these guys are getting older. You know what I mean? So they should fight each other. You know what I'm saying? Collect a huge payday. And I told you guys before, man, like that fight has all the makings to be a fantastic trilogy. If you want to keep JARON Boots Ennis and the up-and-comers, you know what I'm saying, like Virgil Ortiz or Stanionis or Speedy Rasheed Ellis, you know what I mean, if you want to keep these young hungry lions at bay, then make it a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't want to, you know what I mean, make that, I mean, a 2-fight deal or a 3-fight deal, then eventually, man, like you got to give these young guys a shot, man, because these dudes is fighting for their life. They fighting for the opportunity. They fighting for that notoriety. You know what I'm saying? They collecting the W's. JARON Boots Ennis, he is right there. You know what I mean? Still undefeated. Still undefeated, still the most talked about contender in the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? He's talked about, when you talk about Crawford, when you talk about ERROL Spence, you are talking about also JARON Boots Ennis. He is right there. And I believe that between the two, he should get a shot at Spence first. And then after that, he should get a shot at Crawford. I think Crawford will be the tougher opponent between the two. But JARON Boots Ennis, he has the skill set to defeat them both. I mean, after JARON Boots Ennis, he fought Karim Chukavian. You know what I'm saying? Like, after that, like, everybody was saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But just what I mean, like, Chukavian, man, like, this dude trained pretty much to run from Boots the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come to win. He didn't come to upset. He didn't come to, you know what I'm saying, make a mark like, yes, I'm here. Even though that was his first debut fight, you know what I'm saying, in the States. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do that. He trained to run from JARON Boots Ennis. He knows JARON Boots Ennis' makeup, you know what I'm saying, and ratio. You know what I'm saying? Percentage-wise, he was going to get knocked out. If he chose to engage with JARON Boots Ennis, his chances of getting knocked out was over a 90%. You know what I'm saying? It was over 90%. Period. So he chose to run from JARON Boots Ennis. And it's hard to make a fight or engage with your opponent if they're constantly on a bicycle. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come to fight. He came for a marathon. He came to run. You know what I'm saying? He was pedaling around the ring all night. You know what I'm saying? When Boots got frustrated, you know what I'm saying, he may have got tagged. You know what I mean? But at the same time, still, he did no damage. You know what I mean? He did not hurt Boots. I mean, not even in the slightest. You know what I mean? So, I mean, a lot of people was talking about, you know what I mean, like JARON Boots Ennis because he didn't get that knockout, which he has knocked out everybody else that he has fought. You know what I mean? Like, you talking about, like, he's not ready for Spence or he's not ready for Crawford. I mean, that's just fans. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at things objectively, because I'm also a fan, but see, when you talk about these fights, you make videos about these fights, you have to be fair and you have to be objective. And the fact is, JARON Boots Ennis, not only is he ready for Crawford, not only is he ready for Spence, but he deserves a shot.
That he belongs in the top echelon, you know, with the fights that he fought, that he deserved a shot.
He's beat everybody that he put in front of him, and at this state of his career, he deserves a shot at the elite. And I told you guys once before, the elite, once you look at the, you know what I'm saying, the total, you got Spence, you got Crawford, you got Jaron Ennis. You know what I mean? Like, that is the literal pecking order when you talk about the top tier opponents of the welterweight division. And being as though Crawford and Spence are not fighting each other, so now you looking at Jaron Ennis, you know what I mean? And he is fighting everybody they put in front of him. But even at this point, Boots is getting tired of fighting these guys that people don't know about. You know what I mean? He wants the best competition. You know what I mean? He was supposed to fight Speedy Rashidi Ellis, but guess what? He turned down a fight. You know what I mean? Saying that basically they didn't offer him enough money. And I told you guys just like this. It's like, if you Speedy Rashidi, like, you are not, I mean, like, top tier. They're not talking about you when they talk about the top guys of the division. Yes, they may talk about you fighting Jaron Ennis, you know what I'm saying? That would have been a great fight for you to take. So for you to price yourself out of that fight, because sometimes you have to look at legacy before you look at the bag. Once you get your name up there and once you start to be talked about in that spotlight, doing pay-per-views, so on and so forth, that bag was going to be right there. A lot of these guys are trying to cash out before they even get there. And Speedy Rashidi Ellis, he's the prime example of that. Now, you done said it already. So now with Speedy Rashidi Ellis losing, and Boots is still right where he needs to be at the top, being talked about, you know what I'm saying? And in 2023, he should get his shot.
I don't even know what to say, bro.
Boots, great fighter. Great fighter.